Grand Risings. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Guess what? NFL is back. And we about to break down some games and talk about some games real quick. Smoke talk football, early morning session. Let's get to it. Right. Cowboys versus Eagles. Eagles won. Cowboys did look impressive. Um, Good game. Cowboys look like they're gonna be pretty good. Even though they got rid of Parsons, it still look like they're gonna be pretty good. Chiefs versus Chargers. Oh man, you know Chargers won. Uh, Not too sure about how the Chiefs is gonna look because they play the Eagles this this week. So we shall see how they about to sit up there and come out and play. Cause I'm not kind of sold on the Chiefs. Chiefs look like they gonna mess around and be 0-2, right? But the Chargers won that. Cards versus Saints. Cards won that. Dolphins versus Colts. Let's talk. Let's talk about that. Um, mm, you know, to keep it 100 with you, some not looking right with the Dolphins, right? And I seen the coach's reaction after he lost the game, and I don't know what the hell this nigga was talking about. To keep it 100 with you, I don't know what he was talking about. Um, some don't look right in Miami. Miami didn't had the last since he's been there, right? Had a nice squad, right? Didn't had a nice squad. They cannot. They looked good. Tua looked good. And over the past year, they have not been the same Miami team that we are accustomed to seeing. Offense, scoring all many points. Tyreek Hill sitting up there doing whatever he want. Waddle sitting up there waddling in the end zone. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I think defenses have caught up with his offense. Right? That's just me. I think the defenses have caught up to Miami's offense. At first, it looked like Miami, nobody could fuck with their offense. I actually had them at least go into the AFC Championship with their offense. Nope. Daniel Jones got off. Daniel Jones got off. And they got a pretty good defense, right? They got a pretty good defense, so we can't say it's their defense, right? Something's not right over there in Miami. Something's not right. Something's not right over there in Miami. They got to get it fixed. Running game, passing game, Tua fumbling the ball. Um, Tyreek Hill, his comments. Just it seems like the coach lost control of the locker room, and it seemed like. And then I can't lie to you. I think I didn't like them getting Mika from the Steelers. I didn't like that. They already had a nice little secondary. You were supposed to keep Ramsey one more year, but hey, hey, they did it, and Miami lost. They 0-1. They look like they're gonna be just from the first game. They look like, and that was the Colts. They look like they're gonna be discombobulated this year. Raiders, Pats. Raiders won their first game. Steelers, Jets. Let's talk. Jets fans. I still fuck with the Jets. I like the Jets, right? But I think they were stupid getting rid of Aaron Rodgers for Justin Fields. Think about that. Ponder for that for a second. Ponder that. And I know when a new coaching staff come in, they don't really want they don't want the same quarterback that was there that wasn't a part of their coaching staff. Still, that's Aaron Rodgers. I would have at least gave him one more year. One more year. One more year. They just got to go in and play Buffalo. So, guess what? That's of course that's a division game, and anything can happen in a division game. But I got Buffalo, and it looked like the Jets would be 0-2 again, and trying to climb their way out of a hole. Okay, now Ramsey made an incredible hit the last play of the game because he would have got the first down. He made an incredible hit, incomplete pass, jarred the ball loose. Come on, bro. The Steelers' defense is what concerned me, right? They let Justin Fields throw on them. Okay, he was bombing all over the place. He beat Garrett Wilson beat Slay for what about a 35-yard touchdown. Um, I don't think the secondary is going to be as dope as it was last year because you did lose Mika, but with Ramsey being able to play he can damn near Ramsey can play outside linebacker. He knows the field. Okay, um, but him being uh, on one side of the field is and he's gonna lock it up. Okay, we're gonna have to see how Slay is going to be able to man his side of the field. Okay, but they used Ramsey. Ramsey's was all over the place, which I like. Okay, they actually did that with him in Miami. He was all over the place. But Aaron Rodgers looked great. He was coming off of a fucking Achilles. Um, um, he was coming off an Achilles tear. How can you expect a quarterback who his career has been based off of his mobility, and now you want to go sit him down? You don't want him no more. I understand that they like, well, we cashed out, we did everything. We could brought Devontae Adams over here, and understand that y'all had a hard schedule. Y'all fired y'all coach what 3-4 games into the season, so it just wasn't the Jets when they lost to the 49ers in the first game of the season last year, and then they just caught themselves in a hole, and it was nothing that they could do to get out that hole. Even though I think they was like 2-3 starting the season, and then it just went downhill. You're supposed to give Aaron Rodgers at least he tore his Achilles, bro. Ain't nobody about to come back from an Achilles heel and just be balling, bro. Not gonna happen, especially a quarterback and an older quarterback at that. One of the things that made the Jets so good was their defense. And both defensive, the Jets and Steelers defense both looked like they was all out of sorts due to the fact that it was good quarterback play. But still, the both of their defenses going to have to improve if they're going to make a run into the playoff, right? Giants versus Commanders. Commanders won. Panthers and Jags. Jags won, even though the Jags was playing the Panthers. I would like to see how they're going, who their next opponent is next week, and how they're gonna play because that was the Panthers. And no disrespect to the Panthers, but the Panthers have been one of the weakest teams for the last 2 to 3 years. So since they got rid of McCaffrey, so you beating the Panthers, I want to see you play a team in y'all division we all beat. Okay, Bengals versus Browns. That was a really good fucking game, and I will say this: Browns. Flacco did good, but if you don't start Sanders, put Sanders up in that motherfucker, bro. Put Sanders up in there. Flacco did cool, and they almost won the game, but they didn't. Put Sanders up in there due to the fact that the Browns lost Chubb, even though their rookie running back is a beast coming from Ohio State. I don't think he played on Sunday, but the Browns defense looked like the Browns defense. Cincinnati looked like they getting a defense back under them, and Joe Burrow had a pretty good game. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would have hit T. Wiggins a little bit more, but hey, they gonna be good. Bucks versus Falcons. Browns. The same situation. Browns would be in a better situation had they kept Baker Mayfield. Don't know why they didn't want to keep Baker. Don't know why they didn't want to keep Baker. Sometimes you have to, when you have a young quarterback, right? You have to sit up here and you have to be patient. Certain things don't come overnight. What's the famous? Rome wasn't built in a day. Okay. If the Browns would have kept Baker Mayfield, they'll be in a way better position. And I know we can't go back to the past, but that was the dumbest trade in NFL history. Okay. Them trading him to the Rams, right? Because that's what happened, if I'm not mistaken. They traded him to the Rams. From the Rams, he went to the Bucks. So, and we thought that was the end of Baker, and Baker came back with a vengeance. Last second, hit the rookie for a touchdown. Atlanta. Atlanta got all the pieces there. Okay. They quarterback first game. Was it his first game? I'm not too sure if it was his first game, but first game of the season, he did a good job. Okay, he didn't look like a second year quarterback in that motherfucker. Sometimes, but he had control of the offense, and I really did want the Falcons to win. Falcons is my sleeper team for this year. You know, they could, like I said, they got everything. They got a nice wide receiver, great running back, nice tight end, cool little defense. They should be the division winners, but they do gotta go against the Bucks. Okay, they do gotta go against the Bucks. Titans versus Broncos. Broncos won. Lions versus Packs. The Packers won. Texans versus Rams. 14-9. The Rams won. Rams is, hey, look, I'm going to tell you this right now. The Rams is another, even though they went to the playoffs, they're like, wait, my sleeper team, too. I think they going to make noise because they defense is hella fucking clean, bro. They defense is dope. Okay, they defense is dope. And I, I like defense better over offense. You know, I love defense. I love a defense that's gonna smack. That's gonna smack the same way with the Broncos. They defense is nice. Okay, they defense is nice. Cam Ward almost got away with a victory, but they defense is nice. Um, Texans, and this is what it's gonna come down to, right? Um, Texans first year they came out ball. Last year they fell off from what they did the previous year. I love they coach, the Texans coach, but I do believe sometimes, just like with the coach of Miami, that they became coaches a little bit too fast. Now, you just gotta be patient. If you a Texas fan, you gotta be patient. You gotta be patient. You gonna have to be patient. You, the Texans is like the Falcons. They got all the pieces there. They have everything there. Nice defense. They got three running backs. Not two, three. Okay, they got three good running backs on that fucking squad. Nice quarterback. Cool receivers. It's no reason why you scored 9 points. Yes, you could say Rams defense is dope. True indeed. You gotta be able to score touchdowns in this league. In the NFL, you can't get down to the red zone and just score fucking kick field goals all day. Can't do it. Three field goals? Nah, can't do it. Can't do it. You're not gonna win like that. I don't give a fuck what team you got. Don't care what team you got. The Rams was able to find and make big plays down the stretch for them to score touchdowns. You got to be able to score touchdown Texans. Okay, you got to be able to score touchdowns. You got to be able to score fucking touchdowns. Okay, this just game one, and that's how some of these games, except Miami, and we're gonna get to a couple more games. They just messed it up. Okay, Bills versus Ravens. Let's Vikings versus Bears. Let's get to that one real quick. That was last night's game, and the Bears stunk it up. Okay, the Bears came out, and I actually had the Bears winning that game. Okay, I had the Bears winning that game just based off because I thought McCarthy was about to be trash. Just I thought how he looked in that first quarter was he was gonna look the whole game, and he didn't. Bears, same old Bears, right? Same old Bears. Vikings gonna be a good team. I don't know if Justin Jefferson's numbers is gonna be what we are used to because I think as you watched yesterday's game, you can tell that McCarthy has to get into the rhythm. And as he gets into the rhythm, I think Justin Jefferson's numbers will go up. But the first month, maybe we not it's not going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to these Bills and Ravens, right? Let's get to these Bills versus Ravens. Lamar, Derrick Henry's fumble. Now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, right? I watched that game up until maybe I think it was when he threw that touchdown. I cut the game off because I thought the Ravens was gonna win. They looked they looked they looked fucking unstoppable. Unstoppable. Derrick Henry was running through motherfuckers, bruh. He was running through the Bills team. My partner calls me and was like he disappointed in the Ravens. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I go back to the game. These niggas Buffalo about to make a game winning kick. You know what the Ravens remind me of? The Ravens remind me of the Phoenix Suns when the Phoenix Suns had Steve Nash. When they had Steve Nash, right? Every year you were guaranteed they were going to be the best regular season team. And they was gonna be flashy as hell. Okay? They was gonna be flashy as hell. Every time it came down to the playoffs, they could never find a way to win. They could not find a way to get to the finals. Phoenix didn't make it to the finals until they lost 6 games to the Bucks, or was it 5? I can't remember. That's what the Ravens remind me of. They remind me of the Suns. You got everything there. They cannot come. You can be in Baltimore, home field advantage, cannot win. Be on the road, cannot win. Fantasy players, fantasy um, teams that got Lamar Jackson, great in the regular season. Lamar is great in the regular season. On big games, I remember a couple years back, he played the Browns. I think he had 5 touchdowns. And I was against I was against that because I feel like you can do it on weak teams. But when it comes down to the Super Bowl, whole regular season you can ball out. But when it comes down to the playoffs, get to the Super Bowl, you get Lamar, the Ravens, get to the big game and they forget how to play. Last year I remember the Chiefs not was it last year? I think it was last year when Lamar Jackson get popped, ball fumble, then get an interception the next possession. I'm starting. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. First off, Lamar Jackson. I love watching Lamar Jackson play. One of my favorite players in the NFL. One of the reasons why I went out and actually got a Ravens hat was because of Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson, he's that dude. When that's not. He is the dude. He just can't win in big games. And I actually have the Lions and Ravens in the Super Bowl, and the Lions disappointed me. But I have the Lions and the Ravens in the Super Bowl. That's just the early ass pick that I have. Shout out to Josh Allen. Shout out to the Bills. Bills Philadelphia. Look, Josh Allen is probably the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because he wins with less. If you look at the Ravens is loaded. You look at um, the Kansas City Chiefs; they're loaded offensively. Okay, but Josh Allen doesn't have a loaded team. Cook is homegrown. He wasn't a free agent. He was homegrown. He was a rookie on that team. They got him. He's been doing his thing. Look at their wide receiver core. So Josh does more with less. So imagine if he did have, and remember when he had Diggs, so imagine if he did have a home run hitter, a number one wide receiver. Hey, Ravens. Hey. All right, let's get down to it. This is the last one. 49ers versus Seahawks. Look, no disrespect to the Seahawks, but I felt like that was a game the 49ers should have dominated at least in the second half. Um, I've been telling all my 49er friends and even certain 49er fans that I don't believe in Brock Purdy. Now, let me tell you what I seen in that game, right? I seen the fact that, yeah, this is no knock. Seattle's defense is dope. Their pass rushers is dope. They got a nice secondary. Um, they're nice. So like I said, no, this is not a slight to Seattle, but it go like this. What did you notice about if you're a 49er fan? All right, you just like football and you watch that particular game. What did you notice about the 49ers and Brock Purdy? Think about it for a second. What did you notice? And it's been something that I've been telling 49er fans and my friends since Brock Purdy kind of got over there, right? It go like this. As soon as George Kittle got hurt, Brock Purdy went to struggling. Now, like I just said, if Josh Allen was on the 49ers the year that we went to the Super Bowl, we probably beat the Chiefs. But let me tell you this. Sometimes it is about what you have, the cast around you. It's like being in a movie. And if you have Eddie Murphy and Martin, then the supporting cast has to be, they have to do their jobs in order for you to get the best from Martin and Eddie Murphy. The play calling, we kept running McCaffrey up the middle. When, if you look at the stats, right, Brian Robertson averaged more yards. It was, well, McCaffrey had 3.1, Brian Robertson was 3.7. What does that mean? Give the ball to Brian Robinson more. He's a physical runner. That defensive line is physical. You need a physical runner to break them down. Then you can use McCaffrey. I'm not even a fucking NFL coach, and I know that. Why is he reversing this shit? Yeah, McCaffrey had 69 yards rushing. He struggled. 69 yards rushing on average 3.1. So that means that you're leaving 7 yards behind. Brian Robertson is at least getting almost 4 or 4. Come on, bro. It go like this. The 49ers is only as good as Brock Purdy. The 49ers offense should be better than the defense. That's how it's shaped up this year to be. The 49ers offense should be better than the 49ers defense. With that being said, Purdy is going to have to make plays. He threw the ball up. Second interception, he threw the ball up. It was 3 defenders over there. Now, yeah, look, interceptions happen. I get it. But you want your quarterback to have learned from previous years. If you're still making the same type of, one of the things that Brock Purdy does is he stares down his receiver. Yeah, there's times where he look off, but most of the time he's going to stare. Look. He's going to go back and stare down his receiver to who he's going to throw it to. As the seasons go on, he's going to have to get better at being able to improvise and finding the right person that's open when plays break down. You're the quarterback. You have to understand. Maybe it's not going to. You're going even being able to change the play at the line. I don't see that too much from Brock Purdy. Whatever that play is, whoever the number one wide receiver, he's gonna go right to him. It doesn't matter if the play breakdown. He's gonna still try to fit that ball. Which then that's why his interceptions was so high last year, because he was trying to fit the ball in. And no, some of these defenders used to play wide receiver. If you throw the ball in a direction where they can catch it, well, they're going to be able to catch it. They're going to intercept it. The quarterback play from the 49er has to improve. The play calling has to improve. Do not run McCaffrey up the goddamn middle when he's only averaging 3 yards. That's common sense. Interesting. 49ers play the Saints. Kittle is out. Brock Purdy may be out. I am confident in Matt Jones that Matt Jones can go into New Orleans and get a win. Matt Jones is not a bad quarterback. So yeah, it uh, the 49ers did win 17-14, but it was a sloppy win. And it was a game that I felt like the 49ers in that second half could have did a little bit more. All right, but that's my wrap up. Look, this is what we gonna do Monday morning, Tuesday, and then Wednesday and Thursday morning. That's when we gonna get hit with lyrics. All right. So Monday or Tuesday morning is when I break down um, my NFL breakdown, and then Thursday morning is when y'all get some lyrics. Alright, the new albums coming and shit like that. But yeah, welcome to week 1.
Peace.